Hello and welcome to our tutorial. Today I want to show you how to work with formulas and matrices. So at first I open our project and I want to show you how to work with it. Okay, so of course I use simple examples as you see in your thesis or in some practices you will see it will be more complicated. So we open a new LaTeX document. Um, of course save it. Call it formulas, formeln. And sorry, I forgot the coding. Okay, we call it include formulas. We save it. It's in the index. Okay, now in formula.tech we can make at first a new section called formulas. Click on OK. Okay, so let's start with the Pythagoras theorem. The Pythagoras theorem is as follows. Satz des Pythagoras lautet in German. And to start the formula, we use the dollar sign. And in between, there's a content, the formula content. So it's a squared plus b squared equals c squared. I think you know this. If you compile this now and look on the PDF, and we see, yes, we have in the text our formula a squared plus b squared equals c squared. So what we can use here is some buttons for formula that is separated from the text. You see this command occurs, so we just use the formula content and insert it, compile, and yes, you see this formula is separated from the text. It's separated in a new row. Okay, so let's write here an example for a separated formula. In German hier ein Beispiel für eine angesetzte Formel. So of course we can use some other commands. \begin and then equation. You see, auto fulfilling comes automatically, and we have end equation, and then of course a label. Same as figures or tables, we have the possibility for labeling and make references. So we call this Pythagoras theorem, and write this into the formula. Let's compile and look at it. We have one warning. Okay. And there you see, there stands a formula, and on the right hand side there is a enumeration sign. So we have number 1, and this can be very, very important for your thesis, for practices, that you can make references, with the number. So we close it and make some example text, just some random text. And like the same in figures, we make the reference by \ref, and into the curly brackets we insert the label. So equation Pythagoras. Don't forget the dot. Okay, compile and look at it. And we see, yes, we have Formel 1, Formula 1, we have our reference set. And always this number 1 is set automatically, so don't think about the numbers, just make a reference right. We can make several equations below by using not the equation but array, so equation array, and we give this label, and let's make one more formula. So we use the old one, Pythagoras theorem, and make a new row with double backslash. And now I want to have c on the left-hand side, so I write c equals a squared plus b squared. And as you know, we need now a square root. And to use the square root, we click on this button. We have a menu, a new menu. We can change it, we can move it everywhere. And if we click now on the square root symbol, you see backslash sqrt occurs, and into the curly brackets we put our, yes, we put a squared plus b squared. Okay, and now let's look at it after compiling it. You see both equations are and you see also the enumeration is going on. So we have number 2 and number 3. Most of the things you need in a mathematical mode are in this menu, so you can click everywhere, just try it a little bit, and you see many buttons occur here, or many options. And I think this is enough for every purpose that you need in geodesy or whatever you do. You see many special signs, the Greek letters, of course, integrals, summation signs, every kind of brackets, and of course everything you need should be there. So I will make most of the things back because they need much space, these menus. And of course behind every symbol or behind every button there's a command that you can write, like backslash sqrt. Another often used command is the fraction. Of course, there we also have a command. So let's make a new formula, a new equation, begin equation, and now type in backslash tan for tangents of von phi, the Greek letter phi, equals backslash frac. And now that's what above comes in the first bracket, and that's what's below in the fraction comes in the second bracket. Now let's make the compiling process, and we look at it, and we have tangents of phi equals y over x. Okay, so in the end I want to show you how to create a matrix in LaTeX. We use the dollar signs for the formula modules, and then we use these brackets, these brackets are opening and closing brackets, and in between we create the array. So backslash begin array in curly brackets, of course. So for 3 times 3 matrix, we have to set the definition like in the tables. So always use CCC. This means centered, centered, centered. Could also use L for left justified. And now I insert the elements A, A1, A2, and so on. The underscore means we have that the numbers are in the index. And we use ampersand to separate the columns, and the double backslash to separate the rows. And as you see, I changed the numbers. Okay. In the end, we don't need the double backslash. Okay, I compile it. No warnings, 0 errors. And if we look at it, we have the matrix. Inside these big brackets, you can see the elements with the numbers in the index of the A. We can change, of course, the brackets. So if we use square brackets instead, you will see we have also square brackets in the matrix, very big square brackets. If you say, okay, I don't want to have any brackets, just use the dot sign. So remove the bracket and make a small dot, then compile it. And as you see, in this case, we just have the elements in the matrix of the matrix without any brackets. Okay, that's enough for today. That was the basics for formulas. So I showed you how to include formulas in the text, make some separated formulas, and how to make the equations enumerated if you want to make a reference in the text, like with figures or tables, and how to make an equation array with several formulas. Yes, of course, referencing, and how to make a fraction like this and square roots. But always remember, there are always these buttons where you can click on it, and it should be there should be most of the commands that you need. Okay, thank you for watching. Just try a little bit, and yes, see you the next time.